Hello, friend. My name is Shelley, and I have a passion for P. That is for people, for possibility, for peace, and for portals that in particular open to play or paradox, and for sparklies too. But I'm not a fan of all P's. In fact, there's one that a growing number of us are getting really tired of. But before that, a little patience. I first want to tell you about an important inspiration to me. A string of words that Charles Eisenstein pulled together a number of years ago, words that, the first time I heard them, moved me to tears. It's the phrase, "that more beautiful world our hearts know is possible." That place has long been calling me. I love this planet, and as I've said, I love people and possibility. And as a life coach and intuitive, it's been my job to go exploring into those places. And what I found there has been uncanny and magical. People's passions, their gifts, their purpose are perfectly suited to these times. Which brings me to the point of this story. I'm excited to introduce the story that I'm submitting to this month's Hay House Writers competition. But before that, just a little more patience, I think, will bring the impact up a little bit higher. I think you might agree that we're at a bit of a loss for what to do about the growing divisiveness in our world, about the global crises, about anxiety, depression, and suicide rates, not to mention a lack of clear, trustable leadership to help pull us out of this. So I think you might also agree that we could really use some potent medicine in these times. And I believe this little story to be exactly that. I believe it has the potential to catalyze big change in the world at this time. Which brings me back to that P that many of us are getting tired of. The title of this story, it's called Upending Patriarchy, and it's an adventure in recovering our humanity. It's a short story. In fact, it's less than 4,000 words, and I imagine it to be what the bookstores call a literary graphic novel, or what I call an illustrated short story, not unlike these two beautiful books, Into the Uncut Grass by Trevor Manoa, pictures and words, and The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, pictures and stories. This story begins in a pre-patriarchal moment, and it introduces us to words and roles that take us into the depths of patriarchy, which is where we find ourselves today. But it doesn't stop there. It carries on and lands in a place that we haven't yet arrived at, a hopeful place. And it brings with it gratitude for the entire journey getting there. And it's in that I believe it brings the potential for a whole new perspective on these times, an empowering perspective. Sound far-fetched to you? I don't believe it is, but whether it is or whether it's not, just like the Wright brothers, I believe it's totally worth risking it all for the possibility, however minute that possibility might be, that we might pull ourselves out of this tailspin and land ourselves on that path to the more beautiful world in our lifetime. This story has certainly changed my perspective on these times and left me wildly hopeful for what's possible for all of us. I mean, can you imagine a growing number of people who see and hold these times so differently that it opens a door to whole new worlds of possibility and probability? I can't wait for you to read it and hopefully be touched in a way that leaves you too wildly hopeful about that more beautiful place all of our hearts know is possible. Happy reading. My name again, Shelley Hanna.